Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. Myself, Professor Khyati Madam, and I welcome you all in my YouTube channel DOSEOPEDIA. In my YouTube channel, we will study about various subjects of pharmacy, medical and paramedical subjects like pharmacology, anatomy and physiology, pathophysiology, organic chemistry, medicinal chemistry, and many more. Let's start with very first subject, that is organic chemistry. Okay, so I welcome you all again in my YouTube channel and be with us in our journey. You will have a very good knowledge of all the subjects. Let's start with organic chemistry. Introduction to organic chemistry. So, what is organic chemistry? In my experience, I feel that all the students feel that organic chemistry is very hard. But students, this is not like that. Even the very famous author of organic chemistry book, Arun Bal, has written, I have no idea where people think that organic chemistry is memorization. Organic chemistry is not a memorization. If you study about the basic principles of organic chemistry, it is very interesting subject. I don't even know what you would even memorize. In organic chemistry, what to memorize? Nothing, right? If you know the valency of the atom, the properties of atom, then you can easily do a chemical reaction. Anymore who tells you organic chemistry requires loads of memorization is seriously misinformed, right? If you know the basics of organic chemistry, the structure of atom, the nomenclature rules, then organic chemistry is very interesting and easy subject. What is this, students? This is a chain, okay? And if the chain breaks from this middle part, is it a chain? No more is chain, right? So, same way, organic chemistry is a chain process. If you skip any of the topic, the chain will be broken, right? The chain of the learning will be broken, okay? Say for example, you know about the structure of atom, right? But you don't know the electronic arrangement of the atom. Then the chain of the learning will be broken. Okay, so you don't have to skip any of the topic of your syllabus. Organic chemistry is not a readable subject, right? It is not a readable subject. Always take a pen and paper and practice structures and reactions, right? Similar to maths. If you want to calculate anything, you have to take pen and paper. You have to just write that amount in that particular paper. Then and then only you can calculate the sum, right? Similar to that, you require pen and paper for the practice of chemical reactions, for the practice of organic compound structures, right? If you have an exam, okay, and before a night of exam, you have taken the book of organic chemistry and you just read that, yes, this is the structure of benzene, right? So without drawing the structure of benzene, you cannot remember the structure of benzene, right? Where you will make a mistake, right? You will make a mistake to draw this double bonds, right? Either you will forget this double bond, right? And if you are forgetting this double bond, right, then this will become a cyclohexane, right? Just this double bonds are differentiating this benzene and cyclohexane. Okay, so for memorization of structures of organic chemistry compounds, you have to compulsorily take pen and paper. Okay. Now next one, is what? What is this? Right? This is our routine life. Stress. Right? If you have stress in your mind, you cannot memorize anything. Right? Say for example, if you have 2 glasses. One glass is full of water. And one glass is just half filled with water. Okay? Now if I will add water in this glass, and I will add water in this glass, okay, which glass will be filled with water? This glass, right? Even in this glass there will be only 50% of water addition, but if the glass is 100% empty, okay, then you can fill the whole glass with water. What this indicates? This indicates what? That whenever you are reading, right, whenever you are doing the preparations of your exam, if you have in your mind many number of thoughts, okay, then you cannot memorize the things because no space is here, no? There is no space to memorize the things. If you have some number of thoughts, you can memorize somewhat, right? But if your glass of your brain, right, is 100% empty, okay, it is without stress, it is 100% blank, okay, then you can memorize the things 100%, right? So keep yourself stress free to increase your memories and concentration, right? Now, organic chemistry deals with the study of compounds, right, which contain carbon, right? But all the compounds containing carbon are not the organic compounds, right? So here we have given the examples. Which compounds containing carbon are not the organic compounds? Carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, carbon disulfide, sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, then potassium cyanide and sodium thiocyanide, right? So these all are the examples, right? Although these compounds are containing carbon, but they are not organic compounds, right? But the most of the organic compounds contain hydrogen with carbon, right? So carbon has 4 valency, it can make 4 bonds, right? So this all valency and all we will study in detail in our upcoming lectures, but just for your information that carbon can make 4 bonds, right? So carbon can make the bond with either hydrogen, either nitrogen, either oxygen, either halogen, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Either it can make a bond with phosphorus or sulfur, okay? So most of the organic compounds contain carbon with hydrogen, right? And some contain nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, phosphorus, etc. Okay? Now let's compare the organic compounds with inorganic compounds, right? So what is the difference between organic and inorganic compounds? So here some physical and chemical properties of organic and inorganic compounds are there. Very first is the low melting point of organic compound and a high melting point in the case of inorganic compound. So the question is, what is the meaning of melting point, right? So melting point, it is particular temperature, right? So it is the particular temperature, okay, at which the solid compound can be converted into the liquid compound, okay? Next property is low boiling point of organic compound and high boiling point of inorganic compound. So what is the boiling point again? So it is again the temperature, right? But which temperature? The temperature at which the liquid can be converted into the gaseous form. Okay. Next one is for organic compound there is a low solubility in water, right? So one principle of solubility is there. What is the principle? Polar or like dissolves like. Like dissolves like. So here we know that organic compounds are non-polar compounds, right? So non-polar compounds will be solubilized into the non-polar solvent and polar compounds will be solubilized into the polar solvents, right? So water is a polar solvent, okay, and that is why there will be a low solubility of organic compounds in the water. Okay, similarly inorganic compounds are the polar compounds, so there will be the higher solubility into the water. In opposite to that, there will be the higher solubility of this organic compounds into non-polar solvents. Why? Because organic compounds themselves are non-polar compounds. That is why there will be the high solubility of non-polar compounds into non-polar solvents. Similarly, inorganic compounds are polar compounds. That is why they will have low solubility into the non-polar solvents. Next one is organic compounds are flammable and inorganic compounds are not flammable. Organic compounds. So see, organic compounds are non-polar compounds. That is why the ionization concentration, right? There will be the the concentration of this ionization will be low, right? In the case of organic compounds, while it will be higher in the case of inorganic compounds, and that is why the solutions of organic compounds are not the conductors of electric current, right? While in the case of inorganic compounds, solutions of inorganic compounds, say for example sodium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide can be ionized into Na plus and OH minus, right? So here you can see the charges, positive as well as negative charges, and that is why the solution of sodium hydroxide is a conductor of electric current. Okay. Next is organic compounds generally exhibit covalent bonding, while inorganic compounds exhibit generally ionic bonding, right? Now the question is, what is the meaning of covalent bond and what is the meaning of ionic bond, right? So this we will see in detail in upcoming lectures, but as for now, just understand that covalent bonding, it means there is a partnership of electron between two atoms to make a molecule, right? While in the case of ionic bonding, there will be a transfer of electron, right, from one atom to another atom, right? So one atom will donate electron, the another atom will accept electron, right? And this is how there will be the formation of ionic bond between two atoms to form a molecule. Okay. Now next one is organic compound exhibit isomerism. Okay, and here the isomers are in the limited extent, right? Some exceptions are there, okay, but generally here the isomerism is the limited extent. But now what is the isomerism again? So isomers are two compounds having the same molecular formula but different structural formula, right? So these two compounds are the isomers of each other, okay? And this phenomenon is called what? Isomerism, right? Next is chemical reactions of organic compounds are slow, right? While the chemical reactions of inorganic compounds are fast, right? So this is the comparison of organic as well as inorganic compounds, right? So Kindly remember all the properties of organic and inorganic compounds. This can be asked as an MCQ in your exam. Now, why we are studying too much about organic chemistry? Why we are wasting our time? Why the researchers are wasting their time in laboratories for hours and days and years? Because organic chemistry has much importance in our routine life, right? Let's see how. So very first is food, okay? So in food you can see that carbohydrates, proteins, fat or lipid, right? These all are the components of food and these all are organic compounds. Next is clothes, right? We are wearing different clothes every day, and also we are wearing different type of fabrics, right? Like cotton, silk, rayon, right? So this all the fabrics are again organic compounds. Next is shelter, right? So we use in our shelter, in our home, wood, paint, varnishes. So these all are also organic compounds. Transportation. Nowadays, if you want to go from one place to another place which is very nearby place, then also we are using vehicles, no? So by which compound these vehicles are running? Okay, vehicles are running by natural gas, petroleum, petrol, diesel, right? So these all are also the organic compounds. Next is medicines. Without medicines, we cannot even imagine the human life nowadays, right? So many infectious diseases are there, many disorders are there, many disabilities are there. So for the survival of human being, we need medicines, right? So the medicines like penicillin G, like anti-diabetic medicines, like your paracetamol, right? So all the medicines, right? Most of the medicines are organic compounds. Next is insecticides, right? So very well known example of insecticide is DDT, right? So you may have heard this name, right? So DDT is what? It is an organic compound. Then even to prepare the chemical reactions, you need paper and ink, right? So this paper and ink are also organic compounds. And the cosmetics like perfumes, like soap, right? We all need this, right? Okay, so these are also the organic compounds. So students, see, right? What is the root chemical, like organic compounds significance in our routine life, right? So this all the compounds, right? All the organic compounds are very useful in our routine life. Now, if these compounds are very useful in our routine life, right, then we have to know that what are the sources of this organic compounds, right? So very first is plants and animals. That is a natural source of organic compound, right? So we can get the nicotine from tobacco. We can get the vitamin C from citrus fruits. Natural gas and petroleum, right? Octane, benzene, right? These all the organic compounds can be received from the natural gas and petroleum. Okay, coal, right? The source of carbon, right? Okay, which is the source of organic compound. Then we have the fermentation process, right? Alcohol, okay, ethanol can be received from the fermentation process. synthesis, right? In laboratories, we are synthesizing many organic compounds like many medicines, okay, many drugs, okay, many dyes, okay. So these all the organic compounds are synthesized into the laboratory by synthetic pathway. Now let's see some questions on the base of today's lecture, right? So let's see the very first question. Which element is present in all organic compounds? Okay, and you have the options like carbon, oxygen, nitrogen and phosphorus. Okay, so students, you should know that which elements is present in all organic compounds. So without carbon, organic compound is not possible, right? So the answer will be what? Carbon, right? Carbon is present in all the organic compounds. Now let's see the second question. Second question is what? Which property is generally present of all organic compounds? So I told you, right, that the comparison of organic and inorganic compounds property is very important for your exam point of view, right? So here you have given the four options: low melting point, high melting point, soluble in polar solvents and insoluble in non-polar solvents, right? So here just remember that particular principle of solubility, like dissolves like, right? So organic compounds are non-polar, so they will be solubilized in non-polar solvent, so this will not be the answer. Okay, insoluble in non-polar solvent, it is also not correct, right? And remember the very first property of organic compounds, that is the low melting point, right? So this will be the answer of your question. Next question is, one of the major source of organic compound is, right? So we have seen various sources of the organic compounds, and here you are given with the four option: natural gas, fermentation, seawater and atmosphere. Okay, so just recall your 6th or 7th standard science, where you have studied about the process of this natural gas, right? And at the end of this process, you are getting many organic compounds like benzene, octane, petrol, diesel, okay, and kerosene. Okay, so this much organic compounds are received from the natural gas. So here the answer will be your natural gas. Okay students, so here we are finishing our first lecture, that was the introduction to organic chemistry, and in upcoming lectures we will study the depth of organic chemistry, starting from the empirical formula and molecular formula. So be with us and please like this video and subscribe this channel to get this type of videos of chemistry as well as other subjects of pharmacy and paramedical batches. Okay, thank you so much.